It's no doubt that this is one of many circuits that have been a main fixture in the World Formula Series. And with now, we are returning to this iconic venue in a night race. Hello everyone and welcome to the IWTR World Formula Series Season 3 reset for round number 3 of the championship. It's the Bahrain Grand Prix at the Bahrain International Circuit. I'm still your host and your commentator pals are here, as it is the history in the making, as today we are returning to this venue for the first ever night race in IWTR history. So this will definitely change things up a bit for some of these drivers, and it's also pretty popular with the fans, to be honest, with the night race at Bahrain. So let's kick things off with the track info. The Bahrain International Circuit is located at Sakhir, Bahrain, a 5.41 km circuit. It has 15 corners, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. F1 has come here since 2004 onwards and has never left the Formula 1 calendar since. As previous winners of this track, it is Simio Ikinga in Season 1 with Sauber and Luca Farina with Williams F1 team in Season 2. But apparently he will start a long way back in about 18th place alongside his team, alongside the defending world champion Simon Witt. As we're here for today, it is quite a cool temperature, if you can see on the track temperature. 27 degrees on the track temperature and 28 degrees air temperature, with pretty much no weather disruptions gonna come at all for the entirety of the race, as we're gonna go for the formation lap and the starting grid of the 2021 IWTR Bahrain Grand Prix. As there he goes now. It is Paulus Glaser's second pole positions in his entire career, and alongside him is Walter Wagner, his first ever front row start. Row 2 we have Arcatino Bivona, who is doing pretty decently in the qualifying session. He starts third today, and then Soric Pedrosano will line up in the second row alongside him. Flondre Wilson, she had one of the best performances last race at the Malaysia Grand Prix. She finished second overall, to be honest, and alongside him is Matthew Falcon, who lined up 6th place for the Mano Marussia team. Tim Anderson, he lines up in 7th place, and Noah Tomella, another Mano's driver, he will start 8th. That's probably his best starting positions so far this rookie season for him. Dylan Hope will start 9th place, and then Henry Jack Brown lines up 10th. Mitch Johnson and his Sauber teammate Prem Pilchi will start 11th, 12th. And then Adia Bacchus and Alex Nazani, they both going to start in row 7. Row 8 is the replacement of Mihaly Savar due to the member himself got caught in a Discord Nitro scam. He will be replaced by Livmins Pasalic. He will start 15 today, and alongside him is Seren Kaya, another rookie still. Simon Witt, the defending world champion, he will lines up 17th today alongside his teammate Luca Farina. And finally, rounding out the field is Charles Vasquez and Sepp Plebs lining up in the last row of the field. To be honest, this track has quite a unique feel to it when it comes to the atmosphere of this track, and with this being the first night race of IWTR history as well, I would say it definitely will be one of the true sights of what's to come in this 22 lap race around the 5.4 km circuit. As there he goes now. The drivers are ready. They're just coming off into the turn 15 corner, a slight right hand kink before they blast down through the straight for the big one. As here he goes now. These drivers are ready to line up on the grid. So he goes now. But being with Prix is the championship leader of going into this race, he has to defend pretty much not really hard, because Sepp Lebs, the second place guy in the championship standings, he lines up on the back row, but he don't want to underestimate him, so he has to still putting up a solid good race there at Bahrain. So here we goes now. It is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 set of lights. And it's green, and Bahrain, and it is Glazos getting a pretty decent start there. Look at that Zero Peterjan. He's going on the inside of his teammate Walter Wagner. Going to turn 1 now. Is there going to be any drama here? Going to turn 1. There isn't. Oh, there's a wing flying off into turn 1. I think that's one of the Toro Rosso wings. It isn't. It is Sepp Lebs, the second place in the championship standings. He already has a really bad start going to the first corner. You can see going down the inside. Oh, well, I mean, he doesn't have anywhere to go, to be honest. He was literally like 5 wide through the first corner, and yep, got caught by some of the slow guys on the back, and apparently he lost his front wing of it, unfortunately. But it is Wagner going up in front on Panos Glazos. He's now in the lead of this race. Glazos in second, Petrosjan in third, Argentino Bivona in fourth, and then Norto Mella makes up a position now up to 6th place. A very decent starter for the Manu driver. Tin Anderson meanwhile, and look at Flondra Wilson. She moves up to 7th place, but there's a move on the inside from Pilch on Matthew Falcon. He takes the move done. He goes up to 8th place now, but there's side-by-side actions there. Oh! Falcon going for again into the inside, but there you can see Henry Japra. He just tries to follow suit, but he wasn't be able to go for enough. But Pilch still goes for it down the inside into turn 13, and they're still going side by side. And look at Henry Japra. He's trying to make a 3-wide move here into turn 14. It's going to be a little bit dangerous here, but he goes for it down the inside, and he's still alongside Prem and Pilch, and he eventually has to give in for him, but he still moves up 1 position in front of Matthew Falcon. A hectic start at the first lap of the race, but let's see another 3-wide made on turn number 1. Bivona trying to hang on, but look at Noto Mella. He just on the roll here, up into 3rd place on a podium position, but here goes Bivona, goes for it again into turn 4 now. Goes for it again in turn 4. Tomella slits off a bit, coming off 4. And it's still going side by side. Oh, he's being pushed wide, but he comes back at him. He still stays tall the position, but here goes Bivona. Has the inside line into turn, I think it was turn 8. And he does made the move stick, but look at Nomella. He's still trying to send for it in turn 9 and turn 10, but it's pretty tricky corner to overtake, and he eventually has to give in for that position. Whew. What a start of a race, but there you can see that Sepp Lebs, he was last at the grid before, and now he's last, and he's a long way back from the field now. And I couldn't. Okay, and apparently I couldn't kill that guy yet, apparently. But there you can see now, Wagner, Bivona, and Glazos. Wagner's still in the lead. Right, let me have to kill this safety car pretty much quickly as possible. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, but you can see it now on the behind. There's still battle now. Brown maybe has a second chance on Prem and Pilch. All yellow flags on the track. Oh, never mind. That's for the medical car. It goes now down each side on Pilch. It's still side by side. Brown maybe had a better traction coming off turn 4. Turn 5, 6. He pushed Pilch off wide, but Pilch managed to come back at him. But now Brown has the inside lane advantage going into turn 8. Oh, but it's still going side by side though. To turn 9, turn 10 now. Oh, Pilch has the inside line into turn 10. Oh, but Brown's not giving up just yet. But look at that. Luca Farina coming back from 17th on a grid. Actually 18th on a grid. And now he's up into the point position. But now, Pilch goes for it again. And the battle still hangs on. But maybe looks as though Matthew Falcon, he wants to have a charge now. Going down the inside of Luca Farina. Down into turn 13. Farina goes up wide just a tiny bit. And now Brown is ahead of Fremen Pilch into 8th place now. But Falcon, he's still on a charge. Oh, make a slight contact with Luca Farina, but he still backs off into 11th place. Noah Tourmalet sets the fastest lap time, 1:35.699. And now Pilch goes at it again on every chat round. This is amazing. Actually, no! There goes another Mercedes. Is that Sarankai? No, it wasn't. It is a Diabakis. Drama again for the Mercedes crew. What the hell happened here? Oh, it is his teammate coming together. Oh, that is such. That is his teammate. So he goes down into the first corner. Oh, he has no brakes. He has absolutely no brakes at all. And now he's relinquished to about 15th place, and apparently it's gonna go to the back of the field now again. Oh man, not again for Adiabakis. As you can see, yeah, he's just trying to make a move on Mitch Johnson, but oh, I mean, Zed and Kaya couldn't do anything about it. But the Mercedes, who was supposed, oh, and Flondre Wilson lost the front wing as well. Now what happened to? Oh my goodness me! And that was a. I think she hit right behind Zori Bajajan, was it? It is Zori Bajajan. Apparently he doesn't acquire any damage from that huge shunt. But now we... Oh, wow. As I was saying, the Mercedes, who were supposed to have a good season in real life, has turned into a disaster in IWTR. It's not... Wow, okay. So Flondra Wilson and Zed and Kaya has to go into the pits now for a wing replacement. But still couldn't get over it with the Mercedes. I don't want to say it was it is a curse, or it was a curse, but man, honestly I have nothing to say, man. After that incident, but now on lap 5 of the race, now 4 laps complete. It is Wagner still in the lead of the race with Glazers in 2nd, Tuamela in 3rd, Bivona in 4th, and then Tin Anderson having a little bit of a slipstream from these two guys at 3rd and 4th, and maybe made him catch up more through the field. But there he goes now, Luca Farina. He's now into 8th place. But with Pilch just right behind him. You can see Brown actually made a position, one more place, into 7th place now. But you can see now, Mitch Johnson, he's not really doing good so far, even though he's not doing good so far, but he still stayed relatively consistent into 10th still. But now you can see that's rookie Liftman Pasalic. He might have a go on Vasquez. Oh, turn 11 and then into turn 12. He still can't find a way to overtake the Williams driver. And now we can see that Serenkaya dropping back to 18th place. Right behind Flips for about 12 seconds. But here we goes now. Have a little on board with Ted Anderson. Currently in 5th. Actually 6th, sorry. In the championship standings. We only have, I would say, 14 points. We only have 14 points right now. So I don't know if it could catch up to the two guys in front of them. But in this case, Bivona is not doing okay so far. After, I mean, he scored pole position in South Africa. And also finished 12th at the last race in Malaysia. But he's doing pretty strongly here at Bahrain. And now it goes, oh, a little bit of mistake there for Noah Tuamela, the Finnish driver. He's looking on to try to get his first podium in IWTR World Formula Series. But he's only the second Finnish driver since Markku Pekalainen, who was in that season 1 and never returned at all. Now you can see that's 1:35.795, not far off from his best lap time. But now it seems like everybody is gonna go into the pit soon. So Surit Petrojan, he's not pitting yet, but he still needs to worry that he has to make it within these 2 laps. Oh! What? And Petrojan lost his wing by just the stupidity of what he's just done. Was it him or was it... Okay, I don't even know, but it seems like Anderson's slowing down just a tiny bit. And then he caused Petrojan to lose his wing. So now he has to go into the pits now, since he lost his wing. But you can see Luca Farina, he has to gain much position as much. He has to gain as many positions as possible if he wants to overcut some of these guys. So he already overtook Surit Petrojan, but hopefully, oh, that's causing a little bit of a traffic jam here. With Mitch Johnson round the outside on his teammate. So now it looks like Wagner is going to go to the pit first. Then Glazer, he's going to pit. He's going to do an overcut now. But Wagner definitely on an undercut attempt on Panos Glazers. But now you can see on the back, you can see that how much Petrojan hold up the entire field to getting close now. It's getting so freaking close now. Petrojan, he looks for a move, even though he does have no wings at all. He has to pit now. But here he goes, into the pit he goes, and it looks like Wagner 6.89 is being held up. It's being held up a bit. I think that was Henry Jack round though. So Noah Tuamela 6.85. He just gonna come out in front of Argentinian Bivona. So we now got apparently second place, I think. A net second place. But we'll have to see if Glazers has enough gap for him. It usually takes about, I would say, 40 seconds with the pit stopped, or maybe 38 seconds average. So let's see if he's gonna come out in front of Wagner. So here he goes now. Glazers, let's have a look on board with him. He's not only he's now on the front, but we'll see what happens if he could successfully overcut it. Wagner, which he is right now 42 seconds behind. Now here he comes into the pit. He goes. What time is he gonna get? I mean, even his pit stop's gonna be long, because averagely I think about 6 or 7 seconds for the first pit stop. Which now here we go. Wagner is now only about 20 seconds away. Looks to be a decent stop. 6.7, oh, 7.66. It's gonna be a little bit bad, but he's coming out a little bit earlier. So can he goes for the in front? He does go in front of Walter Wagner, and now he retakes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Noah Turmella is now dropping back to third again. Bivona now lost one more position, I guess. But now Wagner is going to have a charge on Panos Glazers. So Glazers has to defend quite severely to hold his lead over Wagner. And maybe with Noah Turmella as well, if he fancy going for it again. Oh, it looks like that Sepleps going down the inside on Premier Pilch. Stays 11th, but he has to pit due to, well, I mean, his shenanigans in the first lap and in the first corner of the race. Kind of pretty much ruins his pit stop strategy, pretty much. Meanwhile, Serenkaya, he actually... I think he might pit a lot more for fuel. Now he's going for apparently maybe a 2-stop, but a longer 2-stop than anyone else. But we'll have to see about that. So for Serenkaya. So now it is Lifmin Pasalik, who was replacing Mihaly Savak. He's down in lap pretty much 18th place now. Look at Turmella now. He's just right behind the back bumper or the rear wing of Wagner. And here he goes. He has the slipstream. He has the power to go through. He has the traction to go through. And now he's going for it. Now down the inside into turn 4 on Wagner. Wagner still holds for it. Going to turn 4, 5. Now 5 and 6th now. Wagner still keeps for it. And he stays 2nd place. Meanwhile, Bivona is in 4th. Tinara is in 5th. And Jack Brown in 6th place. Farina in 7th place, making up 11 positions. That is just insane. That's quite insane for him, and even with also his teammate Simon Witt, he's up to 9th. 8 positions gains, not bad at all. But the one has caught the most attention is Zori Bedejan. He's diminished into 17th now. 13 positions lost. It's not looking good for him, to be honest. And now here we go. There's Nizani going down the inside of Senekai. Oh my goodness, man, it's so tight. So tight. He may go fancy going down the inside, but he wasn't. Not having enough tractions. And guy still stays in 13th. So we're now into pretty much a halfway of the race now. Lap 11. 10 laps complete. But still, let's wait for it. And here he goes now. Brown, he might have a charge on Tin Anderson now. Going down inside into turn 4 once again. Oh, a little bit tack slapper. But still, Anderson still hangs on into 5th place. Here it goes now, Farina. Let's have a look on board with him now. He was doing pretty decently. I mean, in the last race, I mean, he retired, but he still scored decent 7th place finish on the South African Grand Prix, but it was kind of mediocre race for that one. But he's looking to make some revenge after a disappointing Malaysian Grand Prix that he retired. And so far he's been doing strongly. He's in 7th place, gaining 11th place after he's starting it in 18th place. And now here he goes now. Panos Glazos, he's going to come around to the final corner and he will take the halfway mark of the race. Tuamela, meanwhile, he's still trying to catch up on Walter Wagner. He's trying to overtake him, but it seems like the tyre's giving up a little bit. But oh, Wagner slows a little bit coming off to turn 2 and 3. And now Prem Pilch gets setting the fast lap for 1:35.561. So, it seems so far so good. It has a lot of action, definitely. Now, oh, and there we see now Alex Nazani round the outside on turn 4. Oh, and Kaya, he's just right behind. He just literally sliding with him, and there is Pleb setting a new fastest lap time race, 1:35, I think. Yep, 1:35.513 for Plebs, even though he's last right now. So he goes out, set Uncut. Panos Glazos, he's still in the lead. Wagner in 2nd, and then Tuamela in 3rd. Before in 4th. And then Tin Anderson in 5th place. And Harry Japra in 6th place. Farina 7th. Johnson 8th. Vitt in 9th and Dylan Hope in 10th. That's the top 10 so far through the halfway point of the race. But it seems as though Dylan Hope, he might have a go here on the first corner. He has a slipstream on Simon Vitt. He's getting a lot of speed down the inside into turn 1. Oh, he edges him off, but then Vitt, a lot of tack slapper coming off the turn 2, but Dylan Hope makes it through into 9th place. But it looks like Simon Vitt, he might have a go at him. No, he won't. Not enough room and not enough time to catch up with him. Now Dylan Hope up to 9th place and Vitt goes at 10th. But it seems as though the gap's not really closing that much, to be honest, with Glazos trying to pull away from the field. And also that as well. Also, you know, he didn't really close that much gap, to be honest, on Glazos, but he seems to have good traction coming off at turn 14, actually 13, sorry. It's just closing up. He has a good, a little bit sliding coming off turn 14, but he probably close enough for the challenge for the lead now. He also set a fastest lap time as well, 1:35.117, and now he's going down for it, down the inside into turn 1. Glazos, he's not giving up just yet. He does still have traction, and he's still going for it side by side. But Wagner is in front now, but Glazos is not giving up just yet. Giving for this a little bit of switcheroo. Now down the inside on Wagner. Wagner still going for it. He still had a better traction. And what's the result going to be? And it looks like Wagner, getting a little bit pushed off. But it is Wagner back at the front. And he's now in the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix now. but he's quite low on fuel now, which that means Glazos, he might have a chance on overcutting him once again. Only to lap 14 of the race, and they're already making for the second pit stop now. As you can see, there is a Pilch also gonna go for a second pit stop soon. Dylan Hope, he's on a position where he started, not losing any position at all for now. But there he goes now, so he has the slipstream once again. But he's definitely not gonna go for it. Yep, he's definitely not going for it yet. But then in this corner, he's gonna try that again. Pretty much copying what Wagner did on the last lap. And we goes now, Glazos down the inside turn 1. Once again, it is round 2 of Wagner and Glazos. Now, oh, Wagner, a lot of tank slapper coming off this one, but he still stay alongside him. And Wagner, oh, not enough. It is a clean swap of position for Glazos. He still take the lead of the race, and now he's low on fuel as well. Also, Tuamela, he's not really closing enough through the two guys in front. Here he goes now. Bivona goes to the pit soon. Also with Dylan Hope as well. He's also going to go into the pit soon. Pilch as well. Nobody yet. And Nizani. Still trying to make a comeback. Currently in 13th place. Not going anywhere. He's pretty much in a no man's land. He doesn't have anyone to get a slipstream for. And he doesn't have anyone to have a slipstream for as well. So now it's all about the strategy now that these guys will make. Because Wagner and Glazos, they're still battling for it. And seems as though Tuamela is going to join the party as well. But here he goes now, Bivona. He's the first man to come into the pit stop for the second round. Here he goes now, Bivona. I think he's going to pit less this time around, since there's only about like 7 laps to go. We're on lap 16 right now of the race. And here he goes. Coming to the pit stop. He seems fine. 3.5. I think it's going to be about 6 second stop. No, 7.27. It's even worse than his first pit stop. I think the first pit stop was like 6 seconds. Dylan Hook 7.28. Not bad. But I think he's going to jump Premier Pilch, doesn't he? Yep, he does. And Petrujan, the championship leader right now, is on pretty much a downhill spiral now, since he's now in 16th place. 6.31 seconds. Eventually, he overtakes Lithman Basalik. But that's only for one position, though. And now here he goes, Flondre Wilson and Zed and Kaya. He's giving a little bit of arch. Oh no, guys. Please. And whoa. Oh, they make contact and there's 3 white. Oh, but Ankaya, he managed to get through. Just. Even though they made a contact. But a little bit of dangerous driving there for Pedro Jean, even though he's championship leader. But he has to defend every position that he could to defend his championship leading position. But he lost one position to Ankaya, so not really good so far for him. But now here it goes, and it is Tuamela doing an undercut attempt on the 2 guys in front. You don't want to waste much time on fighting with those 2 guys. So now he goes to the pits again. What time is he going to get? 7.35. That's probably the worst so far that I've seen. But there you can see that's also Tina Anderson just coming out right behind him. And where Tuamela comes out just in front of Akatini Bivona. That is good for him. That is good for him though. But oh! Walter Wagner! He was fighting for the lead. And also, there's you can see there's Panos Glazos, so like I think he already pitted a lap earlier, or he didn't. He's still going. He still needs to go to the pits though. He didn't pit yet. But there you can see that is Wagner running out of fuel once, and there is his rival just, I mean, his battle guy, and Brown has ran out of fuel once again. Brown. Yep. Engine off and stops at the sign of, I think it was turn 6, I believe. So 2 retirements now with the fuel issue, but Glazos, can he even make it to the into the pit stop? I hope that he could. He has a race to protect for. But now, oh, and Bivona actually overtakes Tuamela for hopefully a 2nd place. But here he goes now. Glazos. He has to slow down quite severely to make sure that he doesn't go over the limit and empty his tank. Eventually he's going to come into the pits. And also with Mitch Johnson going to the pits as well as Simon Witt. And there he goes now, Glazos. He only have 5 or so laps. And there he goes now. Into the pits he comes. I think it's going to be probably a 5-second pit stop. 6.3. That's pretty fast. And he's going to come out probably in front of Bivona. Yes, indeed. And you can see that also the Sauber and Mitch Johnson as well coming off the pit. 5th place. Just right behind Tim Anderson. Also Simon Witt makes up a couple more positions. Also Dylan Hope as well, and Plebsy eventually has to pit soon. And oh, Falcon barely trying to go for it on Prem Pilch coming off the pit, but apparently he has to give up for it. But yeah, it is Panos Glazos leading the race again. But now is either one of these 2 guys that will fight for 2nd place. But Tuamela, he's doing outstanding job with the Mano Mauritius team. But here he goes now. So Glazos, I think he has a reasonable gap between him and Bivona, that he probably hold it for the rest of the race now. But here he goes now. Tuamela, he's about a second behind Bivona, but he has a slipstream to go for it. But Walter Wagner, yes, sadly he ran out of fuel alongside Henry Jack Brown as well. But now here he goes now. Tuamela, he might have enough speed. He might have enough speed going to the first corner. Would he go for it? He does go for it. Down inside. Oh! Bivona makes a little bit of mistake. Coming off the turn 2, 3 now. And Tuamela now takes P2. It is going to be a big fight here coming off here. And Bivona, he might try to send for it down into turn 4. He wasn't having enough room. He wasn't having enough room. And now Tuamela is now back in 2nd place. But meanwhile, the back, oh boy. Pedro Jean, he's going for it to try to get in front. Try to take some, maybe he could salvage some points, but he's quite far away from each other. And looks like Flondra Wilson, she's probably gonna pit soon. She still stays in 13th though, but I'm assuming that she might run out of fuel, if I'll be honest. But here he goes now. Bivona, he has to slipstream again off Noah Tuamela. So it's anyone's game at this point for second place. With the leaders all also pulling away. Now he goes now. Bivona, he has the slipstream. He goes for it again. Round 2 begins now. Bivona dives down the inside. Oh, but to a minute, maybe he better have a better traction, but it wasn't enough. But to a minute, he's going for it. He's sending it down to turn 4. Sending it down to turn 4, and he does retake second place back again. That was a quite a smooth move there, Noah Toomela. Even though it seems like he's running out of rubber, but he managed to still stay ahead of the Red Bull driver. So here we go. Yeah, there you go. Flondra Wilson. She's going to the pit soon, and that means that will give one position back to Petrosyan, which now he's being overtaken by Zed and Kaya as well. He better finish some race, to be honest. He better finish some race, because in the last 2 races he retired both races. So honestly, he should be able to pit and then come safely, because he has nothing to lose, to be honest. Just bring the car. The team engineer is definitely gonna say that. Just bring it home. Don't need to do some risky things. Now we only have 2 laps to go now, and the battle. Oh wait, what happened? Oh, Bivona, what happened to him? He seems to lost time on. I mean, he seems to lost some time. Yeah, he lost a little bit of time here, coming out to maybe a little bit of engine power cut or something. I don't even know. But Bivona, he has to stay in 3rd now. Eventually, with 2 laps to go. And there you can see that who's in the pits. That was Flondra Wilson. She's going to the pits 3.5 seconds. That's probably the fastest pit stop so far in this race. But that's for a short fuel stopped, and you know, she's probably gonna stay there for not much longer. But now here it goes. Glazos just now. He's handling the race now. Also, Toomela, he's probably not gonna be able to. Yeah, it's a little bit too far. 5 seconds gapped. And also with Bivona in 3rd place as well. Bivona in 3rd, and Tin Anderson in 4th place. Mitch Johnson in 5th. And now we're on to the final lap of the race. It is Glazos holding the race comfortably in front of Noah Toomela for, I think, 4 seconds. And also with Bivona just maybe edging a little bit closer to Toomela. If he could have enough traction, but I don't think that might be enough though. And you can see that Tin Anderson still going for it as well. Still trying desperately to get in front of Bivona. But now Johnson in 5th, Lucafree in 6th place now. And then Simon Witt in 7th place. And then Dylan Hope 8th. Pilch in 9th, and then Falcon in 10th. So I hope that some of these guys don't gonna run out of fuel when we get the time into the pit lane. Sorry, into the pit, into the pit straight. But it seems as though Glazos, after having some worst times, some of the good times in the past 2 seasons, he's finally gonna go for it again. So it goes round to final 2 corners in turn 15. Panos Glazos, he gets his first win of the season with the Lotus F1 team, and Noah Toma comes home in second place, and with Bivona in third place. That rounds off the podium. But man, Glazos, what a drive for him. He's done nothing wrong here today. He totally deserved the win that he gets. And there you can see Anderson 4th, Johnson 5th, Farina 6th. What a drive as well for him. He makes up 12 positions in this race. He finished 6th today, and then Simon Witt starting 17th on the grid, doing pretty decently as well as his teammate. Yeah, gaining 10 positions. And then Dylan Hope finishes as 8th, and then Pilch 9th, and then Falcon, even though he's dropping off a little bit, but he's still finished a respectable 10th place. And then Nizani 11th, Vasquez 12th, the championship leader, Sork Pijujan, he's now in 13th place, and I think he probably lost the championship lead. Yeah, I think he might have lost the championship lead to Pilch, but we'll have a look at the championship standings later on. But Nizani, and then Vasquez in 12th, Petrojan 13th, and then the retirements are, whoa. Oh, and Kaya didn't. Actually, he did finish the race, so he's still going to be classified. I think he's gonna went into the. I think he went into the pits on the when the checkered flag comes out, so he's still going to be classified in 14th place. And then Lifman Pasalic, not really the best debut for him, but he's a replacement driver for Mihaly Soval, so he needs to get used to the car. And apparently, eventually he finishes in 15th place. And then Sepp Blair 16th place, and then Flondra Wilson being the last driver on the track to finish the race. And then the retirements are Henry Jack Browns and then Walter Wagner. Both of them retired because of the fuel, and then Baggers because of his teammate plunging him into. I mean, man, he retired lap number 4 at the first corner, being plunged by his teammate Zenon Kaya. But your winner for the Bahrain Grand Prix is Panos Glazos. A fastest lap time goes to Tin Anderson as well, 1:35.039. And that's pretty. And wow, it's been quite. I think it's probably the most decent racer that we have so far in IWTR Season 3. It is quite an entertaining race. You know, lots of position changes, some sort of that, but yeah, quite a fitting win there for Panos Glazos, who was just grinding for the win. And eventually he got it in the third race of Season 3. So a quick race recap for the race standings. So Panos Glazos wins the race, Noah Tomila 2nd, and then Bivona 3rd, Tin Anderson 4th, Johnson 5th. Farina, a pretty big performance for him for the previous winner of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And then Simon Witt 7th, Dylan Hope 8th, Prem Pilch 9th, Falcon 10th, that's probably, and the top 10 that's done. Nizani 11th, Vasquez 12th, Petrojan 13th, Kaya 14th, Lifman Pasalic 15th, and then Kleb 16th, and Flondra Wilson 17th. And then the retirements are Brown, Wagner, and Baggers. All 3 of them retired from the race. And that's pretty much it for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Next round, we're heading to the European land. It is the first race of the European season. It is going to be the Hockenheim ring for the German Grand Prix. It is returning as I think the last 2 seasons were hosted at the Nürburgring. Now we're having a little change here for the Deutschland. So we'll see what happens in that race. It is going to be a pretty decent race to look forward to. So if you like this kind of content and wanted to see more, make sure to subscribe to the International World Tour Racing channel. And if you like to join this league, I'll put the links of Discord in the description below. And that's it for me today. I'm Pausa, your host and your commentator, signing off for today. Goodbye everyone.